Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of Dare Talks. So, medyo matagal-tagal tayong hindi nakapag-shoot. So, this is the first episode in 2026. So, of course, we'll start off with a special person, si Ate Mavi, cousin ko din, kapatid ni Kuya Carlos. So,
Hello everyone. I feel so honored. First episode pala of this year.
yes,
Thank you for having me.
this is Dr. Maviela. Siya ang doctor namin sa family. And, ayun, super close namin nila Ate Mavi, nila Kuya Carlo. Ikaw pa ate, mayroon ka bang naalalang moment or memory nung mga bata pa kami ni Kayla?
Kayo? Syempre, because I'm the eldest in the family, right? Also with a cousin. So I saw you guys grow up. I was 15 when you were born. So growing up, I was one of the people taking care of you and Kayla. So yeah, ako talaga yung ate nyo. So I saw you be stubborn. Parati ko kayo nakita umiiyak.
Ay,
And always, yeah, I would give you a bath kayo ni Kayla growing up. So yeah, I think it comes with being the eldest in the family.
grabe. Tapos, ang tagal na ngayon, ang dami ng ilang years na yung lumipas. Medyo, hindi na kita nakikita masyado ate dahil sa sa med. Kamusta naman yung pagiging doctor life mo? Nung med ka ba, pumasa ka agad sa pagiging doctor?
It takes a while, diba, with medicine. So first you have to do parang college, so
Mm.
pre-med, so 4 years of college, and then 4 years of med school, and then 1 year internship, and then boards, and then if you want to pursue more specialization to have proper training with being a doctor, like if you want to be an internist or a pediatrician or a surgeon, so there's residency, so it takes a few years pa. So with passing the boards, I didn't pass it in one go, so I took it I took it 3 times before I was able to pass it. So it comes with a lot of pressure and a lot of dedication.
Oh, 3 times? So, twice ka
Yes,
twice ka
because it was
nag-fail?
during pandemic. So we were the batch that had to cut it short. So during a because for the boards you take it 2 weekends, two exams for Saturday and Sunday, and then another exam naman for the next weekend. So during pandemic, na-take na namin yung first weekend, and then while waiting for the next weekend, biglang nag-lockdown.
Parang
So
minadali yung boards.
no, we had to stop. So we had
Ah,
to take it. If we took it March, we took it September na yung second half.
so, kaya nung nag-lockdown, parang
Wala akong
pagka-board mo, wala ka na naaral. Parang nawala na
Yeah.
sa isip mo yung sa ano.
Hirap din kasi you have to have momentum. So,
Eh,
but
nung second time naman ate,
yun, kasi the second time, it was just 1 month after the actual boards then. So we only had, parang had a month left lang to prepare. So I wasn't prepared talaga. It was the third
during,
time na.
during that period of time, anong naramdaman mo nung
Of course, it was hard. I was on the verge of not pursuing it anymore. So I was telling my parents, my family, and my boyfriend that ayoko na, like maybe it's not for me. Cause the second time I said I think this is really not for me. Because if God really wanted me to get that license, He would have given it to me. But it was actually my parents and my boyfriend who said that just take it one last time and let's see. So the third time, I was able to get it naman.
so,
So
na-convince ka nila sa third time mo.
actually,
Pero ginusto mo din naman yun.
yeah, actually hindi naman siya convinced because you should know me, di ba? Pag ayaw ko talaga. So it was more of like letting me realize that I can still do it. That I could just I should just rest muna and then take a breather then review ulit. Pero dapat hindi minamadali. I think that was my problem also. Kasi yung first exam, first boards, I didn't have any preparation anymore because we weren't sure kung kailan na yung second half of the exam. So parang nawawalan ako ng momentum kasi from March to September, sobrang layo nung gap. So nawawalan, hindi na kami nakaka-study, hindi na ako nakaka-review. And then after that second a weekend of boards, 1 month lang before the next boards. So parang minadali ko yung sarili ko. So no preparation talaga.
Nung third time mo nag-test, what were the things you had to sacrifice?
A lot. A lot. Like,
Friends, going out, ganun.
friends, going out, family time. I would really have to focus on studying. You'd see me, di ba? Sabay tayo sa house ni grandma. Diyan ako, I would sleep late, wake up early.
Pero that must have been the loneliest time in your life, no, ate?
You could say that, yeah. Kasi it was just me and the reviewers
Books.
eh.
You and books lang. Pero nung pumasa ka na, how was it? How was it really fulfilling? What did
Yeah.
you feel? What were the emotions?
I remember kasi they let you know eh. Sometimes people will say, oh, they will be releasing the results today or tomorrow. So you'll wait. Syempre the anxiety is there. But I remember it. I was asleep eh. And then someone called me na saying, congratulations. So syempre, kabado. So I went to the site and then I searched for my name and then I just cried. I remember I was alone with Meiji and Spectre. So I was crying. So, yun.
Sino unang sinabihan mo nung nakapas ka?
I sent the screenshot of my name and the list of passers to the family group chat and then I called my boyfriend. Yeah. So
Pero yung unang witness talaga sila, Spectre, tsaka Meiji, no?
yeah. Oo, kasi lumapit talaga sa akin. When I started crying, lumapit agad yung dog ko. So, yun.
So, nung nakapas ka na, tanong lang ate, when did you realize na parang gusto mo talaga maging doctor? Like, this is my dream. Ito yung parang calling ko. Ito yung what I'm meant to be sa buhay ko.
Actually, as early as 6 or 7, I knew na I wanted to be a doctor. Kasi I would play with friends being a doctor, yung mga parang bahay-bahayan, ganyan. Di ba usually, pag girl, they want na sila yung mom, may hinalagang baby. For me, when I was playing with my friends, I was always a doctor. So I knew I wanted to be a doctor. But being a surgeon, if you'd ask me when did I realize I wanted to be one, I think around high school to college, I knew that I wanted to become a surgeon because it has something to do rin na I like my hands. I like parang my hands in action eh.
Gusto mo nagkakalikot ng mga bagay-bagay.
Kasi may ibang doctor naman na like internist or pediatrician. Ako ayoko talaga kasi ng kids, hindi ko kaya. Ayoko nakita silang umiiyak. Ganun. So with surgery kasi I like to see the things I like to see the results right away. So after surgery, I could see that they're okay na after what I removed, parang ganun.
Kailan ba nagsa-start ang surgeons mag-opera? About what year nila yun?
So after your boards, after you pass your license, after you get your license, you can apply residency. So you can apply to hospitals, and then if you want to do surgery as early as first year
Pwede na.
resident, you can start doing minor surgeries.
Oh.
Actually, even as a general practitioner, you can start doing circumcision, ganun.
Naalala ko nga nung bata ako, binibiro mo ko ate, sabi mo,
Yeah,
David,
ako
ako na magtutuli sa'yo.
Yeah, free naman eh.
Ewan
Pwede ko
naman,
gawin sa bahay.
Natawa.
Mabilis lang.
Pero, I heard that life is hard sa first year residents. Totoo ba yung parang, may mga misconceptions na nila parang pinapahirapan daw yung mga first years ng seniors nila, hinihiya, sinisigawan, ganun.
Well, from the, let's say, like past parang years, let's say like 20 years, it's different, the training talaga. Kasi, in surgery, it's very fraternity kasi.
Fraternity?
like 20 years, 30 years ago, pag sinabi mong surgery, it's a man's world. Parang women can't
Mm.
go into surgery because they believe women is for OB-GYN. So, it's just recently lang that the females started dominating surgery. So, before, they would say talaga na there's hierarchy in residency, that the seniors should be like the boss and the juniors should just follow. But we're changing it naman. Like during
Oh.
my time, my residency, my seniors weren't like that. So we're trying to change the environment kasi nga change is the only thing constant. So we saw that the generations change and they demand change. So, and also naman pangit naman yung environment ng work mo if natotoxic ka pa din. Because medicine itself is already toxic.
Tapos yung
So,
boss mo pa,
yeah.
sisigaw-sigawan ka pa.
So we changed that naman. So we don't want that for our juniors. I don't want it for my juniors also. So me as a senior na now, my motto is always be the senior you needed when you were a junior.
Diba, right now you're the chief, what's that called dati?
I'm the chief resident.
Chief resident. What do you do ba as a chief resident? Ikaw yung nag-oversee ng
Yes.
lahat ng first
So
years?
yeah, the whole department, the whole residency.
Oh.
So basically, I'm like the right hand of the chairman and the training officer. So I'm the leader of the residents in surgery.
Mahirap. Mas mahirap sa... Kasi fourth year ka pa lang, di ba ate?
Fifth
Fifth year na. So, edi mas parang mas bumigat yung
workload
mo dahil sa pagiging chief.
Yeah, because as fifth years in surgery, you have to have certain amount of cases to be able to graduate. So if you're not a chief res, your only focus is to get the cases you need to be able to graduate. But now that I'm a chief res, may added admin work, paperwork, so and then added sakit sa ulo because of the mga complaints, because of the consultants calling me about certain residents or like what needs to be done in the department. So maraming mga side job pa. Kaya added workload siya.
Sa buong 5-year residency mo ate, how was it naman ba? What were the struggles na dinanas mo? Like,
A lot. 'Cause
nakakatulog ka pa ba?
mayroon naman, but it's not the... Di ba we always say that you're supposed to have 8 hours of sleep yun. Hindi ko talaga yun magagawa. Because as a first year is the most demanding year. Because we're the juniors. We're always being called. Kami yung puro scut work. So, mahirap siya. Tapos, after duty, mag-opera ka pa, assist ka pa sa mga seniors mo. So, very demanding siya. But after that, you'll get used to it naman eh. You'll be able to adjust. So, you'll get used to it. But the struggles talaga, I had to sacrifice a lot. Like, there will be occasions that I had to miss. So, I wasn't always present.
Time
Like,
with the family,
yeah,
ganon.
family time. And like I would miss mga birthdays. I would spend Christmas alone. Like kasi parang it was just last year when I was able to celebrate Christmas with my family. Because every year they would always go out. Ako, I don't have time. So, mga trip abroad, di na ako nakakasama. So, there's always sacrifices talaga. That
Pero, inside the workplace, baka medyo personal ate.
It's okay.
Was there ever an instance na parang na-trauma ka or like namatayan ka ba ng patient? Ganon. Like talagang mental health mo sira.
During training, marami naman talaga encounters that patients will die. But the first death that I experienced talaga that had an impact on me was when I was a clerk. So I was still a med student. Parang yung fourth year namin in med school, you're supposed to do hospital duties. So I was a clerk in the ER, and then this couple brought in their let's say, newborn child, parang at least like 6 or 7 month old, and then not breathing na. So we had to do CPR sa baby, but then the baby expired rin. So that was the death that I would always remember, because parang may impact siya to me, because I that's when I realized that parents actually go through a lot with giving birth and raising a child. So for me, because right after that death, I called my mom and my dad, and I said, "Thank you for raising me, and thank you for giving me life." Because if they didn't, I don't know where I would be. So yun yung impact sa akin that I would always
But
remember.
that's so hard, no, ate. How does a doctor, 'di ba? How do you detach sa death? Like, kasi may maraming doctors na kapag namatayan, kailangan mabilis ka hindi ka pwede ma-attach sa patient kasi meron ka pang next patient eh. How do you do it so easily, and why is it important for doctors ba?
It's never easy, especially when talking to the family that the prognosis is bad and there's nothing we can do. It's never easy. So kami, there are times pa din na I would cry. Pero syempre, I'd have to be strong for the family. Kasi if they see me, the doctor being weak and crying in front of them, baka they won't trust me na. They won't think that I can do the surgery for their loved one. So, um, mahirap to say, and it might be, parang, we have to be strong We have to act like we're, how do I say this? But to say it in a better way, we just have to be strong. And then after talking to them, that's when we start showing na lang what we really feel, that we really sad. But always we have to be empathic and understand them na lang that they're going through a lot then.
Is it true ba ate na one of the ways that doctors can be parang ganun nga na sabi mo is wag kayo masyadong makipag-close sa family ng patient mo para hindi ka masyadong masaktan kapag may mangyaring masama?
No naman, mahirap din naman na we don't create relationships, because for patients and doctors to have good relationships, kailangan naman um um to create relationships with them, to have a good rapport, kasi that's where we'll get the trust from the patients to trust us, 'di ba? So how can we have a trusting relationship if we don't create a good relationship with the patient? So I guess it's how we handle it na lang. I guess with a lot of deaths going through, that we've went through, that we've experienced, I think nasanay na din kami as doctors that there are people dying left and right in the hospital. That parang when we see a patient die, parang nasanay na kami. But it doesn't mean we don't feel it. Doesn't mean that we're not sad, but it's more of like it happens.
Pero may mga outlets ka naman dyan, di ba ate? Para like malabas mo yung mga
Stress.
stress mo.
Yeah, mayroon naman. Like me, feeling ko shopping is my
Mm.
de-stress. So like,
Yes, akin.
as early as this year, 11 days pa lang, like, parang I had to buy something. I go, wow, 3 days na. I survived the first 3 days of being a chief. So I think I deserve this. Mga ganon. And then going out on dates with my boyfriend, going on family trips. So yun, there are a lot of ways to de-stress naman. There, as in kahit simple watching a show lang or just sleeping in the condo, that's one way to de-stress. You have to have something to keep you sane talaga.
Marami ka namang like naging ka-close sa batch mo ate?
In
Yung sa
in
residency.
yeah.
Marami
Actually,
naman.
the whole department naman ka-close ko naman.
Mm. Curious question. Meron ka na bang patient ate na like what do you call this? Parang super impossible na like parang nag-aalangan na yung life niya tapos bigla mo na save May mga, parang sa mga movies, ganun. May ganun
Yeah,
na
we
bang
have
moment?
mga ganun, especially during my trauma rotation. Syempre, like, darating sila, gunshot wounds, ganyan. So, you have to bring them up to the OR to do the surgery to save their
How
life.
does it feel? Does it like, parang nai-ignite ulit yung passion
Yeah,
mo sa pagiging
very
doktor?
fulfilling. Because there are days talaga I question myself, what am I doing? Is this even worth it? So yung mga ganong moments that I get to save a life, it ignites and then it reminds me of how and why I started.
So, the happy moments outweigh the
Yeah.
sad ones. Eh, happy moments, sa inyo naman ni Kuya Kenji. Kasi, news, pwede ko ba isabihin na yung
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So, ikakasal na si Ate Mavi kasi around next year na, di
Yeah,
ba, ate?
2027.
So, ayan, actually nakikinig dito sa background si Kuya Kenji. So,
Special guest.
kwento naman ate, paano kayo nagkakilala?
Well, you asked about de-stress. So, med students kami. Actually, barkada naman kami. Like, we've known each other since the start of med school. We both had our partners. But, wala, friends, we're really close. And then, just during internship, mas naging close pa kami. So, that's when we realized na baka may something, I don't know. But actually, our our friend talaga kept saying na may something kami. Pero kami, we never really liked each other. I swear, hindi ko siya type, di niya rin ako type. But it
Ano, ayaw mo
happened.
lang mag-boyfriend ate that time?
No, no, wala. As in,
Like,
parang wala lang. Kasi we're friends eh. I never really saw him as someone that I will date and eventually marry. So, siya din. Sabi niya, hindi na niya ako type. But then, I don't know, na-in-love siya sa akin.
ay. Do you think ba na advantage yung ganun? Na may boyfriend,
Friend.
na may
Boyfriend.
boyfriend ka na same yung career na pinopursue nyo?
Actually, it doesn't matter. It my plus points lang at least because he understands my schedule. Because at least he knows that being a doctor is demanding in terms of scheduling and sa time. So with having a boyfriend that's in the same field, my plus points naman. Because at least we get to talk about stuff that he would understand, and then he understands yung scheduling ko. So, hindi mahirap i-explain.
Grabe, swerte mo ate. Parang naririnig ko sa mga doctors, parang halos karamihan sa mga doctors walang love life. Totoo ba yun?
No naman, may iba naman na meron. May iba kasi na hindi lang sila naghahanap dahil walang time. But for me, I think gusto lang talaga ni God meron akong partner in life. So, and I found him. It's good. Wow.
Kikilig na si Kuya Kenji dun sa background. No? Sige. So, before we end, ate, if one day you had to choose, would you choose love or your career?
Wow.
Kasi, yun nga.
Parang ang hirap na to ah. Boy, abunda na ba to?
Hindi naman. Curious lang kasi, di ba nga, wala ka ng time. What if a day was to come na you had to choose between your love life or your career? Which would you prioritize more? And parang magandang tanong din siya sa'yo kasi, ang gandang tanong din sa'yo kasi,
Ang hirap ah.
ang dami mo
Pressure
nang
ako.
sinacrifice sa pagiging doktor mo. 3 times ka nga 2 times ka nag-fail, tapos third time nakapag ka. So parang, ang laki ng build up, tapos may love life ka na ngayon, you're entering marriage. How would you handle that? Like, what would you, if the day were to come?
Maybe I don't have to choose. Maybe I can balance both. Because I love both. Like, I love my boyfriend, my fiance, and I love my career. And there's just sacrifices that I have to make. Like, because we're getting married next year. So, I told him that I still want to pursue more specialization. So, after I do surgery, after I do general surgery, I want to do fellowship. That's another like a couple of years for subspecialize. So I said, but before I do that, I want to focus on him and on the future family. So after general surgery residency. I'll get married. I'll pass the boards to become a diplomate, to become a full-fledged surgeon, and then we'll build a family. So I don't think I have to choose. I think I just have to do the right choices and to time it lang. Time management lang talaga. So, kaya ko naman pagsabayan both. I can be a wife, I can be a surgeon, and I can be a mom, I guess.
Hmm, sige balikan natin sana in a few years.
Let's see next year. Let's see.
Let's see. Siguro, gaya ng, I heard you say once na parang you'll cross the bridge na lang
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
get there.
It's always like that
I think I
naman.
heard that before you became a chief resident. Yes, sabi mo, I'll cross the bridge when I get there. Parang takot ka pa that time na maging
Yeah.
chief resident. Look at you now.
Because I'm the type na I don't wanna dwell on it too much. So, when it's there, doon ko na lang siya problemahin.
If you weren't a doctor, if you didn't choose this career path, do you see yourself in another career path? What do you think yung ano mo ngayon? Work mo ngayon?
I would always say, baka nasa PBB ako. Baka artista na ako, kasama kita.
Okay. Same.
Kasi, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Kasi nga, I told you, as early as 6 or 7, I knew I wanted to be a doctor. So that's the only thing I knew. But maybe if I wasn't one, if like I didn't pass the boards, I think I would have my own business. Or I think I would have ventured into research. I don't know. Kasi I graduated BS biology. So I could find a job that has something to do with research maybe.
Last question. Um, in all of your years so far in med, in your residency, how did it change you as a person? What were the lessons that they taught you in life?
It made me stronger. And I believe it trained me how to manage my time wisely. And that sacrifices don't and sacrifices are there, and that sacrifices are meant to be worth it in the end also. So there's always I always think that there's a rainbow after the rain, eh. So I'll go through this hardship first, but I know there's a reward waiting for me in the end. So I always think positive. So with all the hardships that I went through, I know that it that I can be strong. So being weak, there will be times you'll be weak, but at the end of the day, being strong is what matters. And also, if you want something, go for it. So you have to be tenacious and you have to know what you really love to be able to say that you've done everything, and you've sacrificed everything talaga. So that, I believe, it made me strong talaga.
For the ano naman, for the aspiring doctors out there, do you have any advices to them?
Advice, just be prepared. Be prepared that there will be endless nights, endless shifts, sleepless nights. But at the end of the day, it will all be worth it because it's what you want. You have to know what you really want, and you have to love what you want. So if you love what you're doing, everything comes easy.
That's true. That's true. So, thank you ate for
Thank you for having me.
thank you for joining us in today's episode. So, mapapanood mo siya this week din ata
This
kasi
week,
magaling yung
okay.
editor ko. So, ayun, thank you guys for watching and I hope marami kayo natutunan and naintindihan nyo din yung mundo ng mga doctors. So, yeah, thank you ate for guesting in the podcast and kayo din guys, I hope marami kayo natutunan sa episode na to and nakita nyo din yung mundo ng mga doctors and what they have to go through every single day and their experiences. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!